Picture this. You're cruising down the road, music on, completely minding your own business. It's just you and the open asphalt. But then, out of nowhere, your peaceful drive is shattered. Someone swerves into your lane without a signal, forcing you to slam on your brakes. Or maybe they're glued to your bumper, tailgating you with aggressive impatience. Or they pull a maneuver so unbelievably reckless, so bafflingly stupid, you're left wondering how they ever got a driver's license in the first place. We've all been there, feeling that surge of frustration. Well, today, we're flipping the script. Forget the frustration, because we've compiled the ultimate collection of instant road karma. These aren't just mistakes. They're moments of cosmic justice, served hot and fresh. Get ready for 20 of the most insane, unbelievable, and deeply satisfying payback moments ever caught on camera. Alright, kicking things off, we have a textbook case of impatience. This driver seems to believe that if they get close enough to this semi-truck, they can somehow phase right through it. Look at that gap. You couldn't fit a credit card in there. They're practically trying to become a hood ornament for a multi-ton vehicle. A single tap on the brakes from that truck, and this driver's day is ruined. But the truck driver doesn't need to hit the brakes. The road itself has a surprise in store. See that up ahead? A massive, lane-wide puddle shimmering like a trap set by the universe. There's no swerving, no escape. The truck barrels through and our tailgater is blissfully unaware of the aquatic justice that's about to be served. Let's count it down. 3, 2, 1, bam! A biblical-level tidal wave of grimy, muddy road water completely engulfs the car. It's a full-on brownout. You can almost hear the wipers struggling in vain. That's what you get for being a bumper humper. Karma score, 10-10. Next up, we venture into the urban jungle of the parking lot, where we find this masterpiece of arrogance. Behold, the king of entitlement, who saw the parking lines not as rules, but as mere suggestions. This luxury SUV is parked diagonally across 2 prime spots, a bold statement that says, "My convenience is more important than anyone else's." But little do they know, a couple of everyday heroes are about to deliver a masterclass in parking lot justice. While the owner is away, 2 other drivers see an opportunity for some creative problem solving. They don't key the car. They don't leave a note. They do something far more elegant. The first car slides in, parking perfectly on the left line. Then, its partner in justice pulls up and parks perfectly on the right line. The result? The SUV is completely, utterly boxed in. No room to go forward, no room to go back. It's a beautiful passive-aggressive prison. A true strategic masterpiece. They'll need a helicopter to get out of that one. Checkmate. Here we have a classic road rager in their natural habitat. This driver is throwing a full-blown tantrum on wheels, swerving, brake-checking, and doing everything they can to intimidate the person behind them. But look at the driver with the dash cam. They are the picture of Zen. Hands at 10 and 2, maintaining a safe distance, refusing to engage with the chaos. They know the best way to win this fight is to not fight at all. The rager, infuriated by this lack of reaction, decides to escalate. They swerve in for a closer pass, maybe trying to force a reaction, and there's the slightest bit of contact, a tiny nudge. But that tiny nudge is all it takes. The rager's aggressive maneuver backfires spectacularly, sending their own car into an uncontrolled spin. They end up on the side of the road, facing the wrong way, in a self-inflicted timeout. Meanwhile, our calm driver just continues on their way, completely unbothered. That, my friends, is how you handle a bully without ever throwing a punch. Flawless victory. Speeding in the rain. A decision that ranks right up there with juggling chainsaws. This driver thinks they're immune to the laws of physics. The road is slick with a fresh layer of rain and those painted road markings. When wet, they become as slippery as a sheet of ice. It's a hidden danger many drivers forget. Our speed demon approaches a turn, carrying way too much momentum. Their wheels hit that slick painted stripe, and in an instant, traction completely gives up the ghost. The car enters a slow, graceful, and completely avoidable slide. It's like watching a ballet of bad decisions. Thankfully, the road is clear and they slide to a stop without hitting anyone else. It's a gentle but firm reminder from the universe. Sometimes karma doesn't crash. It just makes you slide into a moment of quiet reflection. Slippery when reckless. And finally, we have the most common and perhaps most infuriating sight on modern roads, the distracted driver. Their head is down, their eyes glued to the glowing screen of their phone, completely oblivious to the multi-ton machine they're piloting. The traffic ahead has come to a complete stop, a sea of red brake lights. It's obvious to everyone. Everyone, except our texter, who's probably replying to a very, very important message. Reality is about to send a notification of its own, and this one doesn't have a snooze button. Crunch. The sound of metal on plastic is the sound of consequence. A completely 100% avoidable rear-ender caused by pure negligence. There's no escape lane, no one else to blame, just the crushing feeling of shame, a crumpled hood, and the awkward conversation with the person they just hit. Let this be a lesson for everyone. Put your phones away. It can wait. Red lights aren't suggestions, they're absolute commands. One driver says, "Challenge accepted. Cross traffic has green." A wall of cars, trucks, buses. They slam brakes, stranded in the live intersection. Dozens honk. "You shall not pass. Share the road." This SUV didn't. Seconds later, wobble, shoulder, a gloriously flat tire, cinematic justice, saved 3 seconds, lost 30 minutes, instant deflation. The bus lane, so tempting, so empty, and so irresistible to the entitled. They dive in flying past everyone, tiny flaw, police use bus lanes too, and just like that, they're stopped. Busted, double parked, blocking traffic and a car. Karma arrives in a brown box truck, perfect block, trap set. They're going nowhere until deliveries are done. Return to sender, littering, lazy and gross. The wind fights back, aerodynamics says, not so fast. Returns to sender, with a smear, "You've got mail." This one's serious. The signs of a drunk driver are all there, a disaster waiting to happen. This filmer does the right thing, calling the police with the location, license plate, and a description of the dangerous behavior. Following from a safe distance, they wait. And then, a welcome sight. Moments later, the unmistakable flash of red and blue lights appear. Instant karma is the law catching up, all thanks to a hero who stepped up. Heroes don't always wear capes. The shoulder isn't your personal express lane. But, this driver thinks they found a brilliant life hack, zipping past the line of patient cars. They feel so clever, completely unaware of what's just around the bend. Surprise! A solid, unforgiving concrete wall where the shoulder abruptly ends. There's no room to merge, nowhere to go. They're completely stuck, boxed out by the very line of traffic they tried to cut. End of the line, buddy. Behold, the mating call of the impatient driver. Honking in dead-stop traffic does nothing, yet they persist. The blare is incessant, obnoxious, and ineffective. This driver believes their horn has magical powers, but the other cars remain statues, meeting the noise with a wall of indifference. It's all sound and fury, signifying nothing. The only thing moving is the driver's blood pressure. The karma here is the soul-crushing futility of their rage. Blocking a driveway isn't just inconvenient, it traps people at home. For this act of entitlement, there's a secret weapon: the tow truck. It arrives like a purveyor of swift justice. The operator gets to work, the wheel lift slides into place, and away it goes. The timing is cinematic perfection. The owner returns just in time to watch their car disappear down the street. The math is simple. Impound fees are always greater than lazy parking. Now you see it, now you don't. This motorcyclist thinks the white lines are just suggestions, weaving through traffic like a video game. But lane splitting at high speed is a losing bet. The other drivers see this and orchestrate a beautiful silent response. No brake checking, just a calm, coordinated closing of the gap. It's a gentle squeeze, a collective nope. A soft barrier says, "Not today." They're forced back into the flow of traffic, their high-speed shortcut completely and utterly denied. Here, we have a street musician, adding a little melody to the day. But one driver decides to bully them with their horn. It's a classic case of a big car and a small person, but they picked the wrong crowd. One by one, other drivers join in, not honking at the musician, but at the honker. It becomes a symphony of protest. The light turns green, but the bully is flustered and boxed in. It's a beautiful, noisy dose of community karma. The musician just smiles. "Play us a song, you're the honker man." Ah, the urban parking puzzle. A sea of cars, and one spot that's optimistic. at best, but our driver sees a challenge, not a warning. With the confidence of a fighter pilot, they decide to force it. The angle is all wrong, but they're committed now. The bumper inches closer to the adjacent vehicle, a high-stakes game of chicken with painted metal. Getting closer, closer, and there it is. Skrar-rop. That's the universal sound of regret. Every driver within earshot feels a phantom pain. The damage? A long, deep scratch. A permanent scar of impatience. That's not just cosmetic, that's instant depreciation. Someone says, maybe that'll buff out? Yeah, not a chance. On the road, we have the aggressive tailgater, riding bumpers, like it's a competitive sport. They're leaving zero margin for error, convinced those extra 3 feet will change their life. But the universe has other plans. Suddenly, a family of ducks enters the chat, waddling across the road with not a care in the world. The lead driver, a model of patience, comes to a gentle stop. But our rusher, going way too fast. They panic, swerve hard, and land gracelessly in a muddy ditch. The ducks, completely unfazed, continue their journey. A perfect reminder to always get your ducks in a row. This driver ignored both law and common sense, attempting a U-turn on a busy road. They swing around, blocking all traffic. Horns blare as they create instant gridlock. But they forgot one crucial rule. Always check your rearview mirror. The car directly behind them? A patrol unit. Busted. The flashing reds and blues light up the scene. That's the easiest ticket an officer will write all year. And now, for the final boss of impatience, the closed lane sprinter. They see a long line and an empty lane marked closed ahead, thinking they've found a cheat code. They zoom past dozens of patient drivers, planning to cut in at the end. But this isn't a merge, it's a hard dead end, a solid barrier. The shortcut is a trap. Suddenly they're begging to be let in, but the drivers they just passed offer only stony glares. No takers. Game over. And there you have it, a symphony of bad decisions met with instant, satisfying consequences. These drivers learned the hard way that the rules of the road apply to everyone. If you're enjoying this parade of poetic justice, hit that like button so we know to make more. The lesson is always the same. Cutting corners, raging, or zoning out never gets you ahead. It's a fast track to tickets, damage, or a long wait for a tow truck. The takeaway? Drive safe, be patient, and be kind. The road is a shared space, not a racetrack. Now we want to hear from you. What's the most satisfying moment of road karma you've ever witnessed? Drop your story in the comments below. Subscribe for more, and we'll see you in the next one.